Good morning. It is day 2 in Kaohsiung, and I have an excursion this morning at 8:45. The meeting time is at 8:15. It's about 7:40 right now, so I've got to run get some breakfast and a coffee and get ready to head out on this half-day excursion. So it's only about 3.5 hours, I believe, and it's called A Glimpse of Kaohsiung. And if I can get the excursion details, I'll put it up on the screen. But I did book this through Norwegian, and was able to use my $50 free at sea excursion credit towards that. So I actually think that this one was very reasonable. It was very inexpensive. I'm not entirely sure if it's all just going to be driving or if there's walking involved, but I will show you what we get up to as we get through the morning. We are sailing away at 4 p.m. So there's actually an immigration process that we have to go through to exit Taiwan. So they've sent letters and all kinds of things to the stateroom. So I believe because I'm on an excursion, when I re-enter the port area, I will do the exit immigration at that point, where they check our passports and all that stuff. I've got 2 separate letters. One of them says just show up at Kaggi's at noon. The other one says if you're on an excursion, it'll be handled inside the terminal. So yet to be seen what the process looks like today, but I will show you everything as we go. So let's head out. We are at our first stop, and this is Lotus Pond. So there's 3 different attractions here at this area. We have about an hour here. So there's the dragon behind me, which is an area kind of across the street on the water. So we're going to explore around here first. And then over here is the temple, just so elaborate and so ornate and beautiful. And then there's one more down here, over there, that we'll go to next. And I'm with a group on this tour, of course, but the tour guide gave us the option to either go explore on our own and meet back at the bus at 10, or we could follow him for a more in-depth tour, but I wanted to get away from people and kind of just do stuff on my own. Ben and I are wandering around and just seeing the incredible scenery, and it's awesome. So it is raining a little bit, just drizzling, so not too bad. But last night it poured rain, absolutely poured rain. So we've got a little bit of the wildlife out here. But you've got a better view here of the lotus there in the middle. So this whole area is called Lotus Pond. And you can see the lotus there, and then all the detail of this dragon and the temple there behind. Just so much detail. To the dragon's mouth I go. Ooh. Wow. Check this out. This is so cool. Yeah, that was really cool. Much cooler than I expected. This purple flower is the lotus. Well, that was really cool. Not at all what I expected. So you can only come through one way. You can't go back through. So one way only. We are now heading over to another dragon. Just walked through on that side. So cool. So now we're heading the other direction over to this dragon and then maybe end back at the temple. It's nice they gave us a whole hour here almost. Plenty of time to explore. Unfortunately, there is a lot of scaffolding up all around the dragon and the tiger on this attraction here, but what is it called?
Pagoda?
Pagoda?
Yes.
Yeah. So unfortunately, there is a lot of scaffolding up, so they must be doing upkeep work, repairs, painting, things like that, but still very impressive. Dragon Tiger Tower. Surprisingly not crowded, even though I think there are several tours from the ship that are all doing this same excursion, but crowds are not bad at all. Okay, so the way this works is you enter through the dragon's mouth, you exit through the tiger's throat. It's the only way you can go through. And Ben just told me that the reason we zigzag entrance is because demons walk in a straight line. So they have the path zigzag. Whoa. Oh yeah, a lot of construction. Probably not super safe. Raining hard enough to need an umbrella. Huh? So, umbrella is out. Where we started, the first temple. Gonna check this one out, and then we only have 15 minutes before we absolutely have to be back at the bus. Definitely smell the incense. I love the smell of incense. It smells really good. Wow. That red and gold detail up there, right around the edge. It's beautiful. Wow. Look at this fountain. All the dragons. Beautiful. It's outdoors, so there's natural light coming in. That is so cool. Check out the fish. I just noticed there's fish swimming around in there. So cool. Wow. Now this is a lot of gold. Unbelievable. Time to head back to the bus. Cutting it close. I think it's like 9:54. So we have 6 minutes to get back and off to our next destination. That was amazing though. I'm very glad I chose to do this tour. That was quite an interesting and incredible experience to see all of that beautiful design. We are at our next stop. It was like a 2-minute drive, so really close. It's Confucius Temple. So there's multiple different locations, buildings within this area. So about half an hour here to explore, and then we have a longer drive to our next stop. Seems like you're free to just explore anywhere you want on the grounds. There's hardly anyone here, but I almost question, should I be in these places? But yeah, there's no one here, so it's been nice to just be able to walk around and explore and get some time away from the group to see everything and read all the details. And very fascinating. There's a lot to see just in this one area. There's some people in the traditional dress here being photographed. Interesting. Very cool. Other tour groups are starting to arrive, so it definitely is getting a little bit more populated in here, but still plenty of space for you to just kind of wander and do your own thing and see everything on your own time. Although you probably would learn more by following the tour guide, but it's just too difficult to hear what the tour guide is saying while also being jostled and nudged by people around you. So it's nice to just wander off on your own. And there's lots of information inside the other area outside of the main temple that has a lot of history and backstory about Confucius and Confucius in Taiwan and the origin, and so much information that I walked through and read, and it was really fascinating. Well, that was my first experience with a squat pot. I think that's what they called it. It's just a hole in the ground, and they did have one regular toilet, but most of the stalls in there were just the in-ground toilets, so interesting, very, very interesting. I've never experienced that before, first time. I knew it existed, I'd just never seen it before. We just got to our next stop. It was about a 40-minute drive, and we have just about 45 minutes here. So we are at the beach, which is awesome. I remember seeing this as we sailed in when I was on the treadmill, And I think this is the same spot where we pulled in. And this is the, what did he say, the Taiwan Strait. So China is over there. So all the way over there. And then there's a sunset bar right down here on the beach. So I imagine this is a really nice spot when the weather is nice. And then there's a market across the street. And then there's another temple that the larger group is going to go visit right now. But we're going to explore on our own again. Today's weather. So I guess they update this every day. That's cool. Set up for beach volleyball. This is a really nice spot. I would love to spend some time here on a nice sunny day. And our tour guide also did say that this is unusual weather. So of course, as it turns out, which is my luck typically on cruising, that these 2 days, yesterday and today, are actually the coldest and rainiest that they've had the entire winter season. So normally it is a bit warmer, and it is a tropical climate in southern Taiwan, whereas northern Taiwan is subtropical. So definitely was much cooler when we were in Taipei and where we left in Keelung. But because we're all the way south in Taiwan now, the weather is definitely much warmer. Oh, surfboards. That's fun. And the sand is dark. It's like a black sand, I guess. Probably darker because it's wet, because it's been raining, but different than the white sandy beaches you think of. And of course, I am wearing white shoes today. So I'm not sure that walking in this dark sand is the best idea. I'm gonna have to give these a wash when I get home for sure. Just went in 7-Eleven, got a couple of things, little souvenirs. My favorite Doritos. I've heard 7-Eleven convenience stores in Asia are amazing, and they are. There's so much cool stuff in there. Of course, I can't really read a lot of it. And you can do the visual translate using the Translate app by actually taking a picture, and it will translate the screen for you. But there are so many people in there because all the tours are concluding, and so everyone is in 7-Eleven now trying to buy stuff, and it's just a madhouse in there. Also, it's completely pouring rain now. So definitely gonna have to have the umbrella on the walk back to the to the bus. Back on the bus we go. So just went through the immigration process. There's like a Face ID. You have to scan your passport, and then they stamped it. And then we got it back. Stopped in at the local to get a little afternoon snack, but have to save room for dinner at Teppanyaki because it is Christmas Eve. All right, it is about 3:45, and we are going to sail away here in about 15 minutes. And people are starting to trickle into the Spinnaker Lounge, which is where we are having a sail away party. They are also playing Christmas music because it is Christmas Eve, so I think we're going to have a really good time, lots of good energy, and sail away should be fun.
From Korea, give it up for Jeans! Your signature move. Make some noise for
doesn't matter how many cruises I go on, nothing beats the feeling of being on a ship sailing out of port. It is unlike anything else. It's my favorite thing. It never gets old. It is evening. It's Christmas Eve. I can't believe it. It's day 3 of this cruise, and I am already so late to meet for dinner plans tonight. I am meeting Ben, and we are going to go to Teppanyaki, which is a specialty dining restaurant on Norwegian. I have some specialty dining vouchers that I'm going to be using. I will get into that in a later video because I am super late. There is a Christmas party going on tonight, too, in Spinnaker Lounge at 10:30, I think. So lots of stuff going on around the ship that's Christmas Eve themed. I have my green Christmas tree earrings on, and I have a red dress for Christmas, so I am dressed up. There's lots of people dressed up around the ship. It's so exciting to see everybody festive and having a lot of fun, so I'm really excited to go out and enjoy the rest of the evening on the ship. Course number 1, automatically included miso soup.
Alright.
We're ready.
So welcome to the most quiet and romantic Christian cruise, the Norwegian Spirit. I'm your Teppanyaki chef for the night. My name is Richard. A bad name. Look ya. Very hard to say that. Alright! I'm sexy and I know it. The lions sleep tonight. I believe I can bring that morning. More better. This is a song for the broken hearted. So the chicken coming from KFC, the bonus chicken. Wow. Loving me, oh, loving me. That's from Mom, sir, from Bon Jovi.
Ben, tell me about your first specialty dining experience on Norwegian Cruise Line.
Literally changed the cruising game forever. That is by far the best cruise dinner I've ever had on any cruise ship. That is the best dinner I've ever had. It was absolutely incredible. Like, the show was amazing, but also the food is just so top tier. Like last night I was in the complimentary dining room taste. This is so much higher. So much higher. Like the care that they take, the food quality, like the service, like everything is so much higher than you get at the complimentary dining rooms. Like, I'd never been to a specialty dining room until right now, and it's literally changed the cruising game for me. Like, that was incredible.
What do you think? Worth the cost if you were to pay out of
Definitely,
pocket?
yeah.
Yeah, you pay instead of...
I would pay extra for this. Yeah, even though I can just...
That much better.
Yeah, I can go down, like, I can go on the other side of the ship and get dinner for free. Like, I would pay for this. Like, without a doubt, like, this is definitely worth paying extra for this. Even though you can get dinner for free, like, this is worth it. Like, so much higher. Like, the quality is so much better. Highly recommend.
There you have it.
Yeah, and Meredith is the one that was like, yeah.
I
like,
did choose
it's so much better.
I
It's so much better.
chose this restaurant because this is one of my favorite specialty dining. But he's going to try Cagney's because he eats steak.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to see what your comparison is between Teppanyaki and Cagney's when you eventually eat at Cagney's.
Yeah.
Yet to be seen.
I do like the show. I like the show part of this.
The experience.
Yeah, just the whole experience.
And we got lucky because it was just the two of us.
Very lucky.
So we didn't have any other, like, it was all for us, just us.
Yeah, very lucky. But the food is just so
amazing.
Top tier.
Amazing.
Incredible.
One of my favorites.
Incredible.
I can't go on a Norwegian cruise without going into Teppanyaki.
No doubt. I believe it.
And now you're sold.
Sold.
I influenced you.
Cruising has changed forever. Cruising's changed.
You can never go back now. You have to.
Every cruise now.
Specialty dining.
Yeah, every cruise now is going to be different. Every cruise.
You hear that, Norwegian Cruise Line?
Yeah. Game changer.
Take note.
Game changer.
Good morning. So I forgot to do a wrap up last night. It was pretty late when I went to bed, so I figured I would just close out yesterday's video in Kaohsiung this morning. Last night, Christmas Eve, it was a lot of fun. There were parties all over the ship. Spent some time went to dinner at Teppanyaki first, you saw that. And then we went and did karaoke, and honestly, karaoke was so much fun that we just stayed and did that for the rest of the night. And that was it. And then today is Christmas Day. So I am going to wrap this video up here. And then I will start a new video for the Philippines. Today we are arriving in Kiramao. I think that's how it's pronounced. I need to double check. But definitely stay tuned and catch that video to see what we do today. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this video, and consider subscribing to get more content just like this. There are still 11 days left of this cruise and many more ports to come. Would love to have you along for the ride and enjoying and watching and coming along with me as I do all these fun and exciting things in all of these brand new countries. So with that, thanks so much for watching and happy cruising.